This lesson 1.4, evaluating numeric expressions. So the objective of this lesson is that you can evaluate, which remember what that means, is to get it down to one numeric value, one number, using the order of operations. So you probably learned about the order of operations before. We hope that you have, but we're just going to review it here real quick. So this is going to be a short lesson. The definition: the order of math, you evaluate expressions that have more than one operation in them. So remember, a numeric expression is one that does not have any variables whatsoever and has more than one operation. When there are more than one operation, when we talk about operations, we're talking about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and some parentheses. Then there is an order which you must do them in, regardless how they appear or come in order as you read the problem. The order that you must apply is parentheses, so you must do whatever in parentheses first, then your exponents, and I want to include or roots. None of these problems that you're going to have here today will have any roots in them. Then any multiplication or division as you see them from left to right. That's important. I have students all the time that will just do all the multiplication, then they'll go back and do all the division. It's just as they appear from left to right. So you might be doing some division before you do multiplication. And then finally any addition or subtraction, again from left to right. A way to remember this is with the phrase, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." So let's do, I'm going to do 4 of them with you, and then you have a guided practice that you can try and then look online to self-check and correct. So in focus question number 1, let's read the problem first. It's read 8 divided by the quantity of 4 minus 2 divided by 4 times 2. So look at what operations you see here. I see a division, I see a division here, a multiplication, a subtraction, and I also see parentheses. And with "please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," parentheses always come first. So what I will do is recopy the entire problem, 8 divided by, but leave a spot for just the parentheses, divided by 4 times 2. So I am copying everything around those parentheses, and I'm going to solve just what's inside the parentheses there. 4 minus 2 then is just 2. So, and "please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," here, let me just write that up here. And often when I say this, I'll say "please excuse my dear" real fast to help you remember that you do multiplication and division together, and "Aunt Sally" real fast. So we got done with the parentheses. Next we need to look for any exponents. This problem doesn't have any exponents, so we're done with our exponents. Next you need to do multiplication and division as you see it from left to right. So I see a division, and a multiplication. We start with our first division. 8 divided by 2, or yeah, that's a 2, it's in parentheses, but it's 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then we divide it by 4 again. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And we multiply it times the 2. 1 times 2 is 2. So our evaluated answer is just 2. Let's look at focus question number 2. Again, we got to use that "please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." So I see more than one set of parentheses in this problem. When you see more than one set, then you have to work the innermost first and work your way out. If you have parentheses side by side though, kind of like in focus question number 4, there's 2 sets of parentheses there, then you work from left to right. Excuse me. I've heard some people call this PEMDAS, is the same thing. Please, it's the letters to help you remember the order in which you need to solve the problems with. So, my innermost parentheses are right here. I'm going to copy the entire problem except for what's inside those parentheses. So even the starting parentheses, 2 minus 1 times 6 minus parentheses. I'm going to leave it open because I know there's an answer that's supposed to be there. The 2 sets of parentheses after that, divided by 4. When solving these problems, do one little thing at a time. And then I need to do the 9 minus 5 equals 4 and plug it in. Alright, so I've got that set of parentheses done. And what I could do is, because I'm done with it, there's only one value, I can erase that one set. Just kind of fix up my writing here. So now I look at my next set of parentheses, which happen to be right here. So I have to do what's inside of those parentheses. But notice I have 1 times 6 minus 4. I have more than one operation inside that set of parentheses. I still have to do everything that's in it, but I even have to follow the order of operations within that set. So, let's see here. I'll just change to a different color so you can see what I'm doing. 2 minus parentheses, so I'm just going to do what's inside of this. And I see a multiplication and a subtraction. I have to do the multiplication first. So it's the same thing as 6 minus 4. I'll get to that subtraction in just a second and copy down the rest of the problem. Don't forget to copy down the rest. And then, oh, I forgot a parenthesis in here. There should have been another one right about there, because we started off with 3 right there. So we're dwindling down one at a time. We're still not done. We still have that set of parentheses there. So copied it down. 2 minus. Now I can do 6 minus 4 is 2. I still copy down the set of parentheses that I have there because it hasn't gone away. Divided by 4. And then I still have a set of parentheses I'm working with. 2 minus 2 is 0 divided by 4. So 0 divided by 4 is 0. And that's your final answer. Yeah, so parentheses can be, well, a pain. Just work in or way out. Let's look at focus question 3. This time we have a set of parentheses, but I also see an exponent, an addition, and a subtraction there. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This is the first thing I need to do is parentheses. So I'm going to copy the whole problem down. I'm just going to work from left to right. And when I get to the parentheses, that's when I'm going to write down my answer of what's inside the parentheses there. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then don't forget that little exponent there. It's important that I still have that parenthesis around that 2 because I need to know that that exponent only applies to the 2, not to the 5 and the negative 4 that's on the outside of the parentheses. Alright, so I'm done with parentheses. Next in line is exponents. So again, I'm going to copy down the rest of the problem, 5 minus 4 plus, and solve the exponent. 2 to the second power. We just got done learning the previous lesson that we need to multiply it by itself. 2 times 2 is 4. So we're done with our exponents. The operations that I see now are subtraction and addition, which means I don't have any multiplication or division. And now I have to do my addition and subtraction again as you read from left to right. So 5 minus 4 is 1 plus the 4. That means our final answer is 5. Copy these down as we're working it. If you need more time to write and process one thing, go ahead and push pause as many times as you need to. Push play when you're ready. Alright, last focus question before I let you loose to do some guided practice problems. Think about it first. What do we need to do first? Those parentheses. So we have two sets. Let's work from left to right. First we have the 4 minus the 2 to get 2. Copy the rest of the problem down. I've got another set of parentheses. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I copied down the 2 of the exponent that was there. So I'm done with my parentheses. Now I'm ready for exponents. 2 to the second, that's the same thing as 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 3 to the second is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is 9. And then the only operation you have left over is addition. 4 plus 9 is 13. And there's your final answer. These problems, it is so easy to make mistakes with order of operations. It's one of the lessons that I see students having to redo and redo over and over until they get it right. And it does take some practice. But the best advice I can give you is to take your time. Do one step at a time and write down the whole problem. Don't try to rush and do so many steps all at once. Okay? Good luck on your guided practice today.